Wednesday I go live at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to catch one of these classes, feel free to check out my yoga schedule, sign up for email reminders, and I will send you one. I just need to grab a drink of water before we get started, but if there's anything that you need to grab, things like blanket, bolster, pillows, we will begin in a seated pose, and that is for your hips, so it's something for you to sit on. So go ahead and grab whatever you need. I'm going to grab my water so I can get started here. And yeah, let me just see. Last time I didn't, let's see, live chat, all messages are visible. I'm not sure if I can actually see it. Last time I was like, oh, I can't see the chat. Okay, 4 people are here. All right, friends, so if you want to grab your bolster, blanket, pillow, whatever you need to lift up the hips, go ahead and grab it. Get yourself situated. We will begin in about 30 seconds. I just need to grab a sip of water. All right, I'm back. I don't know if anybody can, let's see, top chat, live chat, all messages displayed. I'm not sure where I can see the chat. Maybe I need my phone on to see the chat. I'm not sure. All right, so let's go ahead and find a seat. It sounds like a job for exploring when I have more time. Do you feel me? Sometimes I'm like, oh, I need to figure this out. And other times I'm like, oh, not today. So whatever it is for you, I totally understand. Let me make sure the door to my laundry room is closed. Okay, very good. Let's go. This is a gentle community class, which just basically means it's a free class that I offer. And I will begin offering meditations on Mondays, so I'm excited to start that. We'll begin next Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want that email reminder for it or to sign up for the class, then just check out my class schedule. All right, let's go ahead and sit tall, shoulders away from ears, and let's close our eyes or have a really super duper soft gaze while we find some really nice alignment in our spine. We can remove fleshy bits from our sit bones and do whatever else we need to find a little bit of comfort here. Take a deep inhale and an open mouth exhale. Let it all go. Deep inhale. Open mouth exhale. 2 more times. Deep inhale. Open mouth exhale. Last time on your own. Begin to just check in with your body. So wiggle toes, flex the muscles in your legs, flex the muscles in that pelvic floor, in the booty, and then release them all. And then feel that like settling feeling that happens. And then tap into your spine. And imagine a long string going from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And somebody's pulling that string a little bit and it's allowing you to sit just a little bit taller. So as we sit here in our seated posture, we can bring our hands to our belly and just find a little bit of gratitude. And maybe we give a little squeeze, give a little hug, like thank you belly for existing on my body. I appreciate you more than you know. You digest all my food and hold in all my organs, and you're so amazing, and I don't give you enough love. And then focus on your hands, maybe keep them on the belly, or move them down to your legs. And imagine those shoulders just coming away from your ears. Flex into the arms, flex into the biceps, triceps, forearms, and wiggle the fingers, and then release everything. And try to just find all that muscle tension just gone. Tuck our chin ever so slightly, and then seal the lips and begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, finding that ujjayi breath. So as we sip in the air, we count to 4, 5, or 6. And as we exhale, we find that same count, 4, 5, or 6. So if we inhale for 4, we exhale for 4. If we inhale for 5, we exhale for 5. Finding that ujjayi breath. So let's tap into it. Sipping in that air and allowing us to really get in touch with this. So as we breathe, it should sound like an ocean wave, and it should feel like you're fogging a mirror if you held it up to your nose. Find your ujjayi. You might try for 4, it doesn't work, so you go for 5 or 6. Let's take a few breaths here on our own, exploring or maybe just reiterating that this is the one that feels the best. Once we tap into it, I'd like to offer the intention of I am content. So as we sip in the air, we think I am, and as we exhale, we think content. So inhale I am, exhale content. If you've taken classes with me over the week, then you know we have worked on contentment within our body, within our life, within our habits, and maybe we need to be content with any of the stressors that pop up in our mind. So if you're having stress, anxiety, sometimes if we can find some contentment, we can be okay with it. Like we can find a level of like living with it that's just okay. If we inhale and exhale and we look for this, we know that it's not happiness, it's not joy, we're not excited to be stressed. But it's just like, okay, I can deal with this today. So finding that level of contentment in a way that works for you. So as we sip in the air, we think I am, and then we exhale, we think content. Reminding ourselves this is just an offering. So if another version of contentment in your life feels better, we go with that. So maybe contentment about the body, your habits, or your life might be more appealing than things in your mind. So go for that. Do whatever is needing to serve you in this moment. We'll take a few more breaths here to just let yourself connect that intention to the breath. On that next exhale, notice if your shoulders begin to slump forward. So roll them down and back, and then take the right ear and bring it all the way down to the right shoulder. We find our left hand in our lap, and maybe we like to reach it off to the side, or the top of the hand can come to the base of the spine. Whatever is feeling right here, go for that. Sometimes it's like, well, I can do this, but it doesn't feel right, so I'm going to do something different, which is right for me. So do what feels right here. Listen to the body and let yourself stretch out the side of the neck that connects between the ear and the shoulder. This is where we hold the most amount of tension, and it deserves to get a nice stretch. On that next exhale, we bring our head right back up to center, releasing that left hand. And then take a deep inhale, and then exhale, left ear to the left shoulder. We find that stretch on the right side between the right ear to the right shoulder, and the right hand can stay on the right leg, reach off to the side, or the top of the hand can come to the base of the spine. my right hand is, or my right shoulder is much tighter than my left. So understanding that both sides are different and every day we're going to be different. So listen to the body today and see what it's saying. As we inhale and exhale, we breathe into that muscle, allowing it to open up as it needs to. On that next exhale, we come back to center and release that right hand. And then sit up tall with our spine and open our eyes and allow the light to just acclimate to the eyes, or vice versa. Inhale, we scoop up the arms, press into the palms, and exhale, we bring our hands right to our heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, scoop up. We're scooping up all the things we want in our life. Press the palms, and exhale, bring them back to center. Again, scooping up the tangible things, the emotions, the wonderful successes we want. Press the palms and exhale, bring it back to center. And then take a deep breath here and just think about the things we've collected in our hearts. On that next inhale, we scoop it all the way back up, looking up, reaching up, maybe even staring at our thumbs. As we exhale, slowly lower and bring our hands all the way down to the ground. We press into the sides of the belly to make room where it meets the thigh. We round our shoulders and tuck our chin and let our hands come out in front of us. Take some time here and some breathing. Feel into the stretch. So you should feel this in your hips, in your inner groin, low back, lots of different places. On that next inhale, we come all the way back up to center, bring our hands behind and extend both of our legs and switch sides. So left in front of right, right in front of left. Let's inhale and scoop up the arms again, staring at our thumbs as we look up, and then exhale, bring our hands all the way out in front of us. Press our belly into the chest where it meets the thigh and find our forward fold. Take a deep inhale, we lift the chest, and exhale, we fold. Find that ujjayi. So where is the stretch? Low back, outer hip, inner groin. On that next inhale, we rise all the way back up to center. Scoop up the arms, look up, reach up, and then look to the horizon, shoulders away from ears, and we find a gentle twist to the right. Both hands come down. So left hand on left hip, right hand right behind the right hip. We take a deep inhale and lengthen the spine, and exhale, we twist, finding easy seated twist. Look over that right shoulder. Inhale, we come back to center, and then scoop up the arms again, reaching up, looking up, and then looking to the horizon, finding our gentle twist to the left, and then both hands come down, left hand behind, right hand to the right leg. We take a deep inhale, we lengthen the spine, and exhale, we twist. Inhale, we lengthen, and exhale, we twist. On that next exhale, we come back to center, and let's find a few cat-cows. So coming off of our bolster, we'll find some cat-cows. So if you need whatever you were seated on to be under your knees, then do that. Otherwise, hands and knees to the ground. Relax your head so that you have a neutral spine. It's right in line with your spine. And then make sure your shoulders are over wrists and the knees are under hips. Inhale, we lift the chest, let the belly hang. Lift up the booty. Exhale, we round the back and the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, we find our cow. Exhale, we find our cat. And we just roll through all of these amazing spinal movements, going slow or to the rhythm of our breath, so whatever we're needing. And if we'd like, we can take a little extra movement in whatever way feels good to us, so maybe swishing the hips, leaning forward into the wrists, or leaning back, whatever feels good. On that next exhale, we come back to center and then push into the hands, shake out the wrists, and I'm going to grab something for my knees, because we'll find a few hip openers today. So it's still a super gentle class. We'll move slowly, but we will be kneeling. So if you have some knee problems, make sure you're cushioning with some sort of bolster. And you can do this also in a chair just by placing a block under your foot. Take your left knee onto the bolster, and then the right foot comes out in front. And this can be bolster, blanket, pillow, whatever. Cushion for the knee. It doesn't really have to be a bolster. Hands come to the hips as we slowly begin to lean forward, finding that low lunge. We look forward, shoulders away from ears. Engage your core. Just breathe here. I am content. On that next exhale, we push into that left leg, flex that, push into the right leg, flex the right leg, and then slowly lower down your fingertips. They come to that bolster. Push the booty back as our chest lifts up, so we have that flat back. So we're looking for flat back like this. So if we're like this, maybe adjust so that the chest is open. On that next exhale, we bend that knee and walk our hands out to the front, and then heel toe so that the foot comes off of the mat. So we're in like a little 45. Hand comes to the mat in between. So it's like foot, hand, hand. So it's like in between our hips. We lean forward, finding the stretch. Now if you're back like this, that's totally fine. We might want to walk our hands back a little, and that's fine. Walk your foot back a little. What do you need in this hip stretch? Maybe we lean to the left, maybe we find a little circle. You can come up onto the blade edge of the foot. Like the hips are able to move in all different directions. So just kind of feel into it, see what you need. And once you're ready, you find the edge, and let's hang out here for a breath. On that next exhale, we push into the hands, and then slowly allow that foot to come all the way behind. And then sit back onto the heels, and let's just feel into our legs. Like right leg has now been stretched, now it needs to be the left leg, so you feel the difference in both. Go ahead and dig into that right knee, and that left leg comes forward, finding our low lunge. Hands come to the hips, and adjust the foot wherever you need to. So you see how my knee is not in line with my ankle? That's because I'll move forward, and eventually it will become in line with my ankle. So keeping in mind of that as you set your foot out, because if I'm back here, my knee would go way in front of my ankle, which means that I would be stretching my calf or even hurting my knee. So making sure we're moving in the right way and we're not trying to hurt ourselves here. We look up or maybe look forward, hands come to the hips. Just find that stretch. On that next exhale, we push into the foot, flex that left foot, and slowly begin to hinge at the hips as we straighten the left leg. Hands can come to the bolster, blanket, pillow, whatever you're sitting on or kneeling on, or even the mat. We still have our chest lifted regardless of where our hands are at. And just push back. So the whole back of that left leg should feel a deep stretch. And on that next exhale, we bend that front knee, and we bring our hands to the front, and we heel toe that left foot. So it's like toes off the mat, heel is on. We find our 45-degree angle with the foot, and then both hands come to the top of the mat. You might be like this, so maybe walk your hands back. But if you can walk them forward and straighten out that right leg, this helps your hip to open up as well. Wherever you're at is good. Listen to your body, find your edge, and breathe. This is a deep hip opener, so just keep that in mind that a lot of things could come up. So let's just take our time and breathe through it. On that next exhale, we begin to shift our weight back, moving all the way back into that kneeling posture, sitting back onto our heels, and just letting our body kind of notice our hips are a little more open. So let's go ahead and come off of this kneeling posture, and let's find a seated posture again. and just do a little bit of floor. So here we are, finding something to sit on again. Legs are extended out in front of us. We flex the feet, lift up the chest, and maybe take our legs a little bit wider. And adjust the belly as we slowly begin to lean forward, and hands can just come to the shins or the ground. So our goal is never to reach for the toes. I can get my toes, that's not the problem. The problem is that I've been sacrificing some of my stretch in my hips because I'm trying to reach for something that doesn't really matter. I want my stretch to be in my legs. So flexing these feet, engaging my quadriceps, the top of my thighs, and really bringing intention into the hip mobility. That's where the focus should be. Then that brings that stretch in the whole back of both of the legs. On that next exhale, we bring our chest all the way back up, and let's bring both of the soles of the feet together, knees open wide, and we find a nice butterfly stretch. So if your knees are up in your chest, maybe you extend your legs out in front and pop your ears because all of a sudden it's a problem. And make more of a diamond shape with your legs. Whatever is feeling good for you. If you can move your ankles more closer to your groin, then that's fine too. We sit tall in our posture, and then we can grab the ankles with just a gentle touch, and then elbows come into the knees. We can adjust our bellies as we lean forward, keeping our back straight. So slowly begin to lower, keeping that back straight, and just feeling into this stretch in the back of the hips. Taking some deep breaths here. Finding that ujjayi breath. Go ahead and breathe, maybe even just count to 10. And then on that next inhale, we rise all the way back up. And let's find our backs, friends. So if you have some shoulder pain or back pain, this will really help. We will allow our bolster, blanket, pillow, whatever, what have you, come to the top of the mat. And then right where the butt of the bolster is where the bottom of the rib cage will go. My spine will go along here, and my shoulders will come off either side so that it really opens up my chest. So go ahead and get yourself set up, friends. Just going to take a quick sip of water, so take a few breaths here. All right, we lower down, bending our knees, feet flat onto the earth, and arms come out to the sides. So it's like really feeling that chest opening. Now we want to kind of tuck our shoulders underneath our rib cage and look straight up to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Let it all go. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Once you're here, go ahead and bring your feet wider than the mat, and then allow the knees to knock together. This is broken bridge. So my feet are on the outside of the mat, and my knees are just knocking together. We take some deep breaths here, and just find that ujjayi breath. So breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and finding that contentment. Like, I am content. I am content. We worked on the hips a lot today, so maybe just check in. Like, how do your hips feel in this stretch? This is a gentle outer hip stretch, so you might just feel a gentle pull. So breathe into those muscles as we sit here in this stretch, just for a few more breaths. On that next exhale, go ahead and bring your feet back in front of our hips, and then extend extend your left leg so that it's flat on the mat, and allow the right hip to open up to the side and the sole of the right foot to come to the thigh. So you find reclined tree. Extend your branches and take a deep inhale. Maybe arch your back, reach, reach, reach. Lift your chin and point your toe. And then exhale. Let it all go. Let it all sink into the mat. On the next inhale, we bring that right knee back to center, left knee back to center, and switch sides. So right knee extends, left knee comes off to the side, sole of the left foot comes to the inner thigh. We inhale and reach our branches out, lifting, reaching, maybe finding an arch in our spine and point my toe. And then exhale, let it all go. And just find a few breaths here. And then if there's anything we missed, friends, you can go ahead and bend your knees and plant both feet down. Go ahead and do that now. So if there's a pose where you're like, oh, I really need a bridge, you can remove that bolster and find a bridge. Find your happy baby and find whatever other things that you might need. Otherwise, we're here. We're in this chest opener, knees are bent, and feet are flat on the ground. So just take a few deep breaths in this pose. We're here for maybe 3 more breaths. I am content. I am content. On that next exhale, go ahead and come back to center and let's find Shavasana for us. So what does that look like for you? Does it mean that you'd like to remain with the bolster blanket pillow underneath your chest with a lifted chest, or does it mean you need to remove it and you need to adjust yourself? Whatever it means, go ahead and do it. So grab your pillow, blanket, bolster, sweatshirt, whatever it is you need. Grab it, put it on, some squishy socks, and let's find Shavasana. Once you find it, let's take a deep inhale and an open mouth exhale. Deep inhale, open mouth exhale. On this next breath, just come into a smooth breath as we breathe through the nose or the mouth. Close your eyes if you haven't already and begin to clear your thoughts, thinking about how your practice was for today, how you felt in your body and how you feel now. If you need a focus, imagine a color, and as you inhale it lightens, and as you exhale it darkens. And we'll spend the next few minutes in silence for your Shavasana. Begin to tap back into the breath. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle out wrists and ankles. Take both hands overhead for a full body stretch. Gently roll yourself to one side. And maybe just stay here as your heart melts. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and push into the ground, lifting up your torso. And let's find a seated pose. So once we're here, we bring our hands, maybe right hand on top of heart, left hand on top of right. And let's just send some gratitude for ourselves with eyes closed for showing up today and being present in the practice. Amazing job, friends. Bring your hands to prayer and your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light within me honors the divine light within each and every one of you. Thank you for being here today. All right, friends, I appreciate you more than you know. I have a meditation workshop this weekend, so sign up for that if you're interested. And I will begin meditations every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're interested. They will be on live here, and you can also sign up for the reminders in the class schedule. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Ooh, Friday, I have my Yoga for Beginners yoga course coming out, and it's only $27. So if you're interested and you want to sign up right away, go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram or an email, and I will send it to you. I'm super excited about it, and it will be coming out Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Love you all. As I grunt to get up.